1471 for the rand. As I said, the local market closing almost flat today. Nesan Nair from Sasfin Securities joins us to trace those market movements. I mean, one of those days again, Nesan, the market closing flat, no real standout shares. Why are investors holding back today?
Yeah, good evening, Devan. It was one of those days where there was just sort of absolutely nothing happening. I think, the U.S. results season obviously, beginning to heat up a little bit, perhaps people waiting for some more clarity on the direction of U.S. markets. Locally, the resources were kind of slightly in the green, but on the back of last week, it wasn't unusual to expect that. Rand didn't go anywhere. What was interesting, though, the bond market, the R186, the benchmark government bond, that traded over 8%, a key psychological level. I think the fears of inflation are slowly, coming to our shores, and you can see that particularly in bond yields. Bond yields are up well over 1% now, from a few months ago. So perhaps that's something to watch out for.
And I want to talk about that because that oil price is something to watch out for. $86 for Brent crude. It's beginning to reflect in inflation numbers. Things may get more expensive. So not to mention that staggering petrol price that we might see come next week.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think we'll be at 20 Rand or close to. On the petrol price, a first for South Africans, and not a first, unfortunately, not one we're looking forward to, certainly from the consumer's perspective. Of course, as inflation sort of starts to dig its heels in, it will then, put the question to the Reserve Bank governor when our interest rates are going to start going up, which is, I think, going to be a little bit more pressure for the South African consumers. I don't think anytime soon, certainly not at the next MPC, but down the line, I think in the next 12 months, the market's beginning to price in slightly higher interest rates than where we have right now. So positioning in equity markets, where you were invested in, becomes crucially important, I think, for investors in the local market.
Indeed, Nesan. Before I let you go, there was one interesting share, Stillwater, losing about 5% on the day. What went on there?
So, yeah, they announced that they are going to be buying two mines in Brazil, Santa Rita, which is, I think, a nickel producer, and Serra, which is a copper producer. Total ticket price for these two going to be close to $1 billion, Devan. That's a massive investment for Sibanye. Of course, it does make a lot of profits at these prices, but I think still the market very nervous. This on the back of that lithium mine they bought a couple of months ago for $500 million. So certainly Neil Froneman going on a massive spending spree here. Maybe the market erring on the side of caution, perhaps.
All right. Thanks very much. Nesan Nair from Sasfin Securities. Thanks indeed for those analysis. So, Shahan, that's where we leave it for now. More business news around about an hour's time from now.
All right. We'll see you then, Devan Murugan.